You can just go. No, yeah. Such an important occasion today. Learning the truth about our beautiful and rich culture and religion on behalf of South Florida Hindu Temple, Hindu American Political Action Committee of Florida, and the new, inspiring, and invigorating Hindu Unfiltered podcast run by our very own Hindu youth leaders. I thank you for taking time. I thank you for taking time out of your Sunday morning and joining us as we all learn about the true history of the forgotten heroes of Bharat and the Maharanas. I am so happy that the Mandir is getting involved in community development and more educational activities. After Aarti, please feel free to stop by and check out a copy of the Unsung Heroes of Bharat. Before we begin, I ask all of you to join the youth as we lead prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Vishavahai.
Together. May our togetherness nourishes us spiritually. May we all have the courage to do the righteous deeds. Whatever we say may be brilliant and inspiring. May we never lose each other in conflicts and quarrels. We pray for peace within our body. We pray for peace within our mind. We pray for peace within our soul.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada.
The one with the curved trunk, with infinite cosmic bodies and the brilliance of a billion suns. May my Lord always clear our path from all the obstacles, in all our tasks, every day and in every way.
Thank you. Unfortunately,
Dr. Shashi Kusuma, a proud Hindu American and plastic surgeon in the Broward and Boca Palm Beach area, also the secretary of the Hindu Political Action Committee of Florida, could not speak today, but we have his daughter Anisha who will start us. So thank you.
Namaste everyone. I am Anisha Kusuma, daughter of Dr. Shashi Kusuma. He is unable to present this morning, hence asked me to step in and help with the introduction. It is my great honor and pleasure to have the opportunity to participate in this wonderful and educational event. On behalf of the Hindu American Political Action Committee of Florida, I first want to share some of our successes. HAPAC of Florida is a new organization that is only 4 months in the making. In this short period of time, HAPAC has organized and built an infrastructure, built a website, and has established social media presence, successfully hosted 3 fundraisers for winning candidates locally, hosted 2 successful educational seminars with leaders in the Educational Board of Broward County and also statewide elected officials. Found an ally in the state Senate Minority Leader Lauren Book, who will be a great ally for the Hindu community. Hosted 2 successful Independence Day events with proclamations. Helped AIA with the flyer and banner and marketing. Hosted this book signing event and an educational seminar. Built an alliance with South Florida Hindu Temple to collaborate to bring the community together. Meeting various folks in Florida to build a statewide PAC. In the preparatory phase of a Balvihar-led podcast. Working on a statewide retreat. Collaborating with KONA and HAF. Conducting nationwide PAC coalition calls, work, and efforts. We welcome all of you to participate and get involved with us to make our Hindu American community strong and vibrant. We encourage all of you to support our cause so that we have a strong voice in the political process of our adopted country. And nobody does that better than our special guest, Dr.Ratnu. Securing freedom and self-respect require great sacrifices. The legendary Sisodia family of Mewar provided these as gifts to the Hindu society by sacrificing their wealth, happiness, and lives. It is because of these great men and women of Mewar who directly confronted and stopped evil Islamic invaders for 1,000 years that the Hindu society survived and still thrives today, says Dr. Ratnu. Dr. Ratnu is an ENT surgeon by profession with a deep interest in the history of art. He runs Nimit Begum, an organization with the sole goal to help persecuted Hindus of Pakistan. Nimit Begum has helped and continues to do so every day thousands of Pakistani Hindus get out of there and settle in other parts of the world so they can have a chance to live a decent life. Dr. Ratnu's book, Maharanas, A Thousand Year War for Dharma, has been a sensation since its launch. Also called the Nava Gita by many, this book is organized into 18 chapters. Thousands of people who have shared their stories of reading this book on social media have reported that the book puts them in tears and pride, joy, and sadness as they go through the chapters. The book takes the reader through the experience of the Maharanas who fought to protect Bharat and Hindu culture from the Islamic invaders for almost 1,000 years without a break, and who sacrificed everything to stop the Islamic attack on India. Home Minister Shri Amit Shah launched the book on June 10, 2022, and since then, Dr. Ratnu has been touring all over India with the goal to make this book available to every part of the country so that our children could get to know the true and glorious history of art. Now he is in the USA talking about this book and sharing stories of the Maharanas in many cities across multiple states and the story behind the writing of this book. Now I welcome Dr. Ratnu to the stage. Thank you.
Can I take this mic off this? Yeah, that's better. Hari Om. Hello. Har Har Mahadev to all my friends here who came to listen from different parts of this city and the place, and my stay. My heartfelt gratitude to all of you who found time from their busy lives and schedule. Nobody has spare time. So if all of you have taken out time to listen to the story of these great Maharanas, whom the leftists tried to erase from our consciousness, but they could not, in spite of 70 years of a one-sided narrative building in all the Indian universities and academia and all the so-called literature festivals. All they could generate was some atrocity literature to malign Sanatan Hindu Dharma. Not one book ever got a place in the academic milieu of Bharatvarsha, which mentioned the names of these great Maharanas. In a very short time, I'll take you to the journey of what these great celestial beings, I call them celestial because even when I was writing this book, even when I was going through their deeds, I couldn't believe what they had accomplished. It had to be a divine intervention which somehow blossomed into the lives of these great Maharanas and which saved Sanatan Hindu Dharma from the invaders from the western front of Bharatvarsha for 1,000 years. ये जीभ चलाने का काम नहीं है 1,000 साल. If you see it on the time scale, 1,000 years. And no gap There was not one king of Mewar who thought of surrendering, who thought of relaxing, who thought of womanizing and boozing and sucking the blood of his Mewar subjects, which you could easily done. A lot of our kings did that. So there was something very extraterrestrial. That's why I refer to them as celestial beings. As I will take you to the life of these greats, it's impossible for me to do the justice to all these greats. I'll be briefly mentioning about 3 or 4 of them randomly as my talk takes me to through this. Of course, Maharana Pratap, a couple of incidents about his life which most of the Hindus do not know, and they must know to actually know the greatness of this greatest Hindu king ever to have ruled Bharatvarsha. And in the context of this, the story, what all lies did the leftists create? The sheer scale of the lies that were thrust down our throats. And we call ourselves civilized. We call ourselves educated. If honesty is not a benchmark of civilization, I don't know what else is. And equally guilty is the comatose Hindu leadership, which allowed this pulverization of Hindu history. Equally guilty, if not more. And then I will tell you about why. Why was our history distorted? What was the plan? What was the end game? And believe you me, beloved Sanatanis, beloved Hindu brothers and sisters, it's not my job. I'm doing this job because those who are supposed to do it are not doing it. And I don't want to name them. You're smart people, you must understand who was supposed to educate Sanatani Hindus about the threats that loom on our civilization, the threat that looms on our dharma. So I will end once I have been able to communicate the lies and the reason for that lies. I will end up with a 10 minutes talk on the physical actual work that our organization, our foundation, Nimitt Ekam, is doing with the Hindus and Sardars of Pakistan. So that this talk is not a dry talk on history, but picking up self-confidence, picking up the moral courage and the fortitude of these great Maharanas, we can build a bright future for Hindu community and live as dignified citizens in the modern contemporary world. That is the journey I'm going to take you through. I am really not aware of how much time I have, so if I'm crossing a time limit, somebody should get up and stop me. When we think of the Hindu-Muslim conflict in the Indian subcontinent, what are the 3 names that come to our mind? Anybody? 3 names come to our mind, right? Maharana Pratap, Shivaji Maharaj, Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Does everybody agree? These are the 3 names that come to us that इन्होंने मुसलमानों से लड़ाई लड़ी थी. When did they happen? Pratap happened in 1576. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj happened around 1680, 1690, right? So the 16th century is the Hindu consciousness relating to the Hindu-Muslim civilizational conflict of the subcontinent. And when was the first Islamic attack on Bharatvarsha? I can't hear you. Sir, you're late by 500 years. 8th century, 712 AD. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to give you a context that how blind we are to our own history. कहते हैं हम हिंदू हैं, हिंदू होने पे गर्व करो, गर्व से कहो हम हिंदू हैं. You have no idea where we are coming from. Forget the Saraswati Valley civilization. Forget the Indus Valley civilization. These kings happened 500, 700, 800 years ago. The fight they put up, we don't know their names. So 16th century is where our eyes open. And the first attack happens in 8th century when Muhammad bin Qasim, a messenger of the Caliph of Arabia, by deceit defeats Raja Dahir of Sindh, beheads him, sends his cut head to his Khalifa Hajjaj bin Yusuf, and does the biggest insult to the Hindu psyche when he takes the two daughters of Raja Dahir, Surya Devi and Parimala Devi, as sex slaves. Something unheard. Unheard. Forget doing it. None of our Shastras, our Shastras, our Puranas are full of stories and Rupaks. Not one story about violating a lady. That is the status of women in Sanatan Dharma. Not even in stories can you violate the dignity of a woman. That is Sanatan Hindu Dharma. And Muhammad bin Qasim takes these two girls, teenage girls. So, from 8th century to 16th century, 800 years of history. मेरे प्यारे सनातनी बंधुओं, कुछ अंदाजा है क्या हुआ है? या हम वैक्यूम में थे? Did Hindu civilization exist in vacuum? That is the level of treachery that has been committed with the Hindu Samaj, the Hindu society. And coming to specifics, like this gentleman, he said 1192, the Second Battle of Tarain. And now they've made a movie on Prithviraj Chauhan, a pathetic movie. 1192, yes, a lot of Hindus will come and say, yeah, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori, and that was the Islamic attack. I must give credit to the leftists who, in collision with these forces and some of our own people, after Qasim beheaded Dahir, Bappa Rawal became the king of Mewar. And this book begins with the story of Bappa Rawal. And what did Bappa do? Why, in this book, I have written to him about him that he should be the father of Hindustan. वैसे तो किसी देश का कोई बाप होता नहीं है, लेकिन अगर तुम्हें इतना ही शौक है भाई बनाने का बाप, तो बाप्पा रावल को बाप बनाओ. He formed a Hindu confederation, allying with Nagabhat of Malwa, Jaybhatt of Gujarat, and Pulkesi Raja of South India. And in 734 or something like 736 AD, 20 years after Qasim's invasion, Battle of Rajasthan was fought near Jodhpur, with present-day Jodhpur. Jodhpur didn't exist at that time. Jodhpur came into existence in the 15th century. Mandovar. 10,000 Hindu troops confronted 60,000 Arabs led by Junaid al-Mari of the Umayyad dynasty, who had come to Islamize Bharatvarsha. And this is not a nutcase Hindu telling you. This is, I'm quoting an Arab historian, Baladhuri. Baladhuri writes about the outcome of this war as, not a place of refuge could be found from the Hindu fury. हमें हिंदुओं के क्रोध से कहीं सर छुपाने की जगह नहीं मिली. scattered like flies. And Bapa didn't stop here. He chased them to Iran. So again, Bapa's life bursts another myth. हम तो कहीं यहाँ से बाहर गए नहीं, हम तो यहीं बैठे रहे, हम तो इतने कायर थे, सब लोग यहाँ पे आते गए, हम तो कहीं नहीं गए. So when they couldn't spread more lies, what they did was to completely erase the life of Bappa Rawal. Then Bappa went to Afghanistan. He defeated the king of Afghanistan, who was a Muslim at the time, Salim, put a Hindu king, his own nephew, in charge, and he erected checkposts, outposts for Sanatan Dharma every 100 kilometers. And as a consequence of Bappa's campaign, from the 8th century to 1192 Battle of Tarain, when the first Hindu king's defeat happens, for approximately 500 years, Bharatvarsha was saved from Islamic invaders by one king's vision. And then he was followed by Rawal Kumar, about whom I am written in this book, Rawal Shakti Kumar, Rawal Allad, Rawal Jaitar Singh, and a whole line of kings. Lalitaditya Muktapir of Kashmir, the Shahiya dynasty of Multan, Punjab, Anangpal, Adityapal, Jaypal, Bhimpal, amazing kings. Arab Islam was conclusively defeated in Bharatvarsha. Do we even realize the significance of this statement? Do we? If we do not, then let me give you a perspective. It took 17 years for Arabic Islam to convert Persia to Iran. Entire Persia was taken in 17 years. It took them 13 years to convert Mesopotamia to Iraq. It took them 1 year to a country which was known as Surya, which is now we know as Syria. 1400 years, and in Bharatvarsha, even today, 100 crore Hindus are thriving and surviving and living. That is the biggest rebuttal to the Arabic Islamic invaders, whom the dirty historians of this country labeled as some great victors. Please, somebody has to question, what about the history of those 500 years? Just because it doesn't suit your narrative, you have erased it. And none of our brilliant Hindu historians ever rose up and questioned, कि भाई, what happened before 1192? Again, we were existing in a vacuum. So, this is just one of the lies. Erasure of 500, 700, 800 years of history. And concocting lies on a regular basis. Another lie that I unearthed during the process of writing this book was this so-called Delhi Sultanate. I don't know what kind of people, what kind of evil mind would generate this kind. What is a Sultanate? Sultanate is the Urdu word or Arabic Persian word for Rajya. What does Rajya do? A Rajya is like a mother. A Rajya is supposed to provide you security, security of personal property, your economic growth, security of the borders. Can anyone educate me, and this is a question to the leftist historians, what did this Delhi Sultanate do for its subjects? What were the trade routes? What was the economic plan? What was the taxation system? What was the art and literature that flourished? What buildings did they build? During entire Islamic invasion of Bharatvarsha, 3 buildings have been built. Lal Killa, Taj Mahal, Qutub Minar. All 3 disputed Hindu structures. But for argument's sake, we grant them that, okay, you build 3 buildings. One Maharana Kumbha of Mewar, one single Maharana in a 40-year rule of Mewar constructed 32 forts, of which the most prominent and the most magnificent is the Kumbhalgarh. अब यहाँ राजस्थान की क्राउड है यार, सब कुंभलगढ़ तो गए होगे ना? Please raise your hand who have gone to Kumbhalgarh. And those who haven't should go. It is a Tirthasthal. It is an unbelievable structure. The walls of Kumbhalgarh are only second after the Great Wall of China. This, when Kumbha was fighting 56 battles against simultaneously three Islamic sultanates of Malwa, Gujarat, and Nagaur. Can we play the video on Kumbha? I'm not sure about the audio quality. It's a 2-minute video with my voiceover. My little sister Chandni from Bangalore has given the video.
महाराणा मोगल के वर्ष 1417 ईस्वी में एक बालक का जन्म हुआ जो अपनी माता के गर्भ में सामान्य अवधि से 1 महीने अधिक अर्थात 10 महीने रहा था। एक मटके के तंत्र के टूटने के बाद जन्मे इस बालक का नाम कुंभकर्ण रखा गया, जो कालांतर में मेवाड़ के सिसोदिया वंश के सबसे यशस्वी और प्रतापी राजा कुंभा कहलाए। मालवा, गुजरात व नागौर के मुस्लिम शासकों से कुंभा का सीधा युद्ध हुआ। 1440 में सारंगपुर के युद्ध में कुंभा ने मालवा के महमूद खिलजी को पराजित कर बंदी बना लिया था। उचित दंड देने के बाद ही उसे छोड़ा। खिलजी ने यद्यपि कुंभा की प्रतापता का कोई संज्ञान न लिया और आने वाले 2 दशकों में 6 बार मेवाड़ पर आक्रमण किया। गुजरात के कुतुबुद्दीन को इसी प्रकार कुंभा ने पराजित किया। फिर गुजरात और मालवा के जापानी की संधि कर मेवाड़ पर संयुक्त आक्रमण किया गया। यशस्वी कुंभा ने दोनों को एक साथ पराजित किया। इसके बाद कुंभा ने नागौर के शासक संस्थान को नागौर से खदेड़कर वहां हिंदू सामंत को विराजमान किया। इस प्रकार इन महाराणा ने 56 युद्ध लड़े तथा एक में भी पराजित नहीं हुए और इतने युद्ध लड़ते हुए भी महाराणा साहित्य स्थापत्य के कीर्तिमान भी स्थापित करते रहे। कुंभा ने सारंगपुर की विजय के उपलक्ष्य में विजय स्तंभ का निर्माण किया, जो कि स्थापत्य कला का एक अद्वितीय नमूना है और मेवाड़ में आज भी खड़ा है। मेवाड़ में 32 दुर्ग बनाए जिनमें कुंभलगढ़ सबसे विलक्षण है। चीन की दीवार के बाद कुंभलगढ़ की दीवार ही सबसे लंबी व विराट मानी जाती है। कुंभा की संगीत व नृत्य में गहरी रुचि थी। कुंभा एक उच्च कोटि के लेखक व वीणा वादक थे। ख्यात इतिहासकार श्री आर सी मजूमदार के अनुसार कुंभा की गणना चंद्रगुप्त, हर्षवर्धन व अशोक जैसे प्रतापी राजाओं के साथ होनी चाहिए, लेकिन इस अभागे देश के निकृष्ट इतिहासकार ने कुंभा का नाम ही इतिहास में डाल दिया। यह पुस्तक कुंभा के साथ हुए अन्याय का प्रतिकार करने का एक लघु प्रयास है। पढ़ें और जानें कि सिसोदिया वंश के इन महाराणा ने अपने अनन्य साहस व अथक परिश्रम से किस प्रकार सत्य सनातन हिंदू धर्म को ऐश्वर्य व सुरक्षा दी और इस्लामी आक्रांताओं को धूल चटाई। हर हर महादेव।
And we don't even know the name of this great king. There was another Maharana Hamir Singh. So in the context of Delhi Sultanate, I just present you with this fact, that besides not being a sultanate in terms of the civilized world where a state is supposed to protect its subjects, supposed to create wealth, supposed to create a secure environment where art and literature can flourish. Leave about these abstract things and leave about these sublime things. Five of these so-called sultans were defeated and arrested by five different Mewar Maharanas. The most prominent of them was Muhammad bin Tughlaq. जो तुगलक शाही चलती है ना, अभी आप गूगल करें, इफ यू गूगल योर टेलीफोन्स अबाउट तुगलक डायनेस्टी, द रूल ऑफ तुगलक डायनेस्टी इन भारतवर्ष, you will see a map which is unbelievable. Like barring a part of Odisha and Bengal, entire Bharat is being ruled by Tughlaq. Whereas he was a bandit. He was a bandit with a bunch of 20,000 mercenaries running from here to there, north to south, east to west, quelling rebellion here and there. And in 1336, in the Battle of Singoli, Maharana Hamir Singh attacked his army, defeated him, and kept him like a prisoner in Chittorgarh fort for 6 months. ये अच्छे सुल्तान थे यार, इनको कि 6 महीने कुत्ते की तरह कैद करके रखा हुआ था और कोई छुड़ाने भी नहीं आया उसको. There are chapters on Tughlaq. There is not a single line on Maharana Hamir Singh. And the story of Maharana Hamir Singh is even more beautiful than any Bollywood brand writer could have imagined. When you read it in this book, you will not believe what actually how did he become the king and all that. Now I'll take you to a very somber and a very sad, a very glorious chapter of the resistance by this Sisodia Parivar to Islamic invaders. Something unbelievable. And when I was reading it, when I was penning down what happened in the Saka Jauhar, I was crying tears of blood. And I'm sure when you read the 10th chapter of this book, you will cry tears of blood. Does anybody in this gathering know what is Saka Jauhar? तू भी नहीं जानता? जानता है? When in Rajasthan, we have these forts, these magnificent structures built on very strategically placed hilltops, which had these self-surviving ecosystems. They would be food, water, agriculture, animals, everything, and they could survive a population of 50,000, 70,000, 80,000, 1 lakh people for months on end, even if the doors of the fort were closed. So the Muslims would come and lay siege on these forts. The Hindu king and the Hindu army and the people who were living there would keep them at bay, because whenever they would attempt to climb the walls, they would put them burning oil on them or throw stones or shoot them or shoot with bow and arrows. But eventually when food and water would run out, the Hindu women did something terrific to protect their honor. They would tie any child less than 10 years of age to their bodies and burn themselves alive. Not one, not two, not 10, or 20,000 women on 27th of August 1303, led by the beautiful Queen Padmini, committed Jauhar. Please shift your consciousness. Please take your being to that moment when the ruling king of Mewar would call all the chieftains, would call all the men in the fort and announce to them, I can't even speak about it. And they did it. I have no idea with what heart could a Patta Chundawat or Jaimal Rathod speak to the men of the fort that go and burn your women and children alive. I have no idea how they did it. The Hindus of Mewar, and not only Mewar, Saka Jauhar. So Jauhar is the event of the women burning themselves alive with their children. The men would sit around the fire of their daughters, their mothers, their wives, their sisters, witnessing them being reduced to ash. They were people like us. They had feelings like us. And in the morning, they would rub that ash on their semi-naked bodies, open the doors of Chittor and kill as many Musalman soldiers as they could, and eventually lay their lives. This event was known as Saka. In the history of the Islamic conflict with Bharatvarsha, in Rajasthan, 12 Saka Jauhars were done. 3 of them happened in Chittor. 1 happened in Ranthambore, then in Jalore, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur. And small Sakas happened every 10 kilometers. Ramdhari Singh Dinkar was once visiting Rajasthan. A great Hindi poet, right? People who don't know who Ramdhari Singh Dinkar is. He wrote this beautiful line. समर शेष है नहीं पाप का भागी केवल व्याध. The war is still going on. And the sinner is not only the one who is doing the violence. जो तटस्थ हैं समय लिखेगा उनका भी अपराध. Those who are watching this destruction of innocent girls, time will write their sins also. The writer of these lines once was visiting Rajasthan, and he got down from the train and he would stand. The train left and he kept standing. And those who would come to receive him, ke, Maheshwari, chale aage. But he kept standing. They asked him, why aren't you moving? And he said, that is the price our forefathers and foremothers have paid to keep us Hindus. If we still do not understand the value of being a Hindu, I do not know what will teach us the value of being a Hindu Sanatani. It's a way of life. Being a Hindu is the greatest adventure life can offer us. But since I'm not talking about Hinduism today, I'm just talking about the muscular resistance offered by the Hindu kings, I will not deviate. When I was writing this about Saka Jauhar, and even today I have not been able to figure out. I mean, we all know these words, valor, bahadur hai, shaurya, fortitude. What word can describe what these great Atmas did? I tried to rationalize this whole thing in this video of 2 minutes. Saka Jauhar, can you play this? A bit of just a 10% increase in the volume would help. I don't know if it makes sense. I have tried to give it a spiritual connotation in this video. Just a 2-minute video on what actually Saka Jauhar achieved for us. Please take a look at this.
यह एक मनोवैज्ञानिक चाल थी समाज में भय व्याप्त करने की। भय जिसे उर्दू में दहशत भी कहते हैं। भय एक सम्मोहन जैसा होता है, एक ऐसा सम्मोहन जिसमें व्यक्ति समाज केवल जीवित रहने की सोचता है। इसलिए इस सम्मोहन से स्मृति का विस्मरण हो जाता है और स्मृति का नाश होने से बुद्धि का भी नाश हो जाता है। और बुद्धिनाश के बाद मनुष्य को पशु की भांति दासत्व में जकड़ा जाना अत्यंत सरल है। दहशत का सम्मोहन केवल एक उच्चतर सत्ता के आह्वान से ही तोड़ा जा सकता है, और वह सत्ता है दासता के विरोध में आत्मोत्सर्ग का संकल्प। जो व्यक्ति यह समाज स्वतंत्र रहने के लिए स्वयं बलि देने को स्वीकार कर लेगा, वह भय से मुक्त हो जाएगा। उस चेतना भौतिक जगत के नियमों का अतिक्रमण करके मुक्त हो जाएगी। मृत्यु ऐसे समाज के लिए बच्चों का खेल बनकर रह जाएगी। यही घटना साका जौहर का मूल आध्यात्मिक आधार है, जो दौड़ के हमारे महिमाशाली पूर्वज अपने गौरवशाली जीवन तथा उससे भी अधिक गौरवशाली मृत्यु के द्वारा हमें समझा गए कि स्वतंत्रता और आत्मसम्मान जीवन से कहीं अधिक मूल्यवान है। यह पुस्तक साका जौहर को आपके लिए एक जीवंत अनुभव बना देगी, जिससे कि आप भी शौर्य के उस शिखर का दर्शन कर सकें। हर हर महादेव।
It's too inadequate to actually express what level of consciousness would stimulate a family. See, we have to understand, when the man of the family was called, he was told, go and ask your wife to do Saka Jauhar, and tomorrow Jauhar, and tomorrow we are going to do Saka. This family decided to perish, right? They decided to dissolve their bodies as a family. The wife and the children and the mother and the grandmother and the bua and the masi and the chachi and the nani. I have no idea, especially when in these modern times I come across rice bag converts, चावल की बोरी के लिए जो अपना धर्म बदल रहे हैं, और यहां ये परिवार जल गया, जीवित जल गया. So when you read this book, please read the 10th chapter. I've tried to put my Atma into the whole narration. Now, I will end the issue of the Maharanas' history that I have been narrating with a couple of stories about Maharana Pratap, because Pratap is a king who rules the Hindu psyche across the globe. I mean, in spite of all the efforts that the leftists could put in, they could not erase Pratap. There's something magical about this man. Though they've reduced Pratap to being a footnote in the history books, the history curriculum. And when the Home Minister and the Jal Shakti Minister, Gajendra Singh Ji, who's a very good personal friend of mine, they say that history को बदलना सरकार का नहीं समाज का काम है. I completely disagree with them. स्कूलों के करिकुलम समाज नहीं बदलता, सरकार बदलती है. So please do not shy away from your responsibility. But I am a person who believes in action. If this book can galvanize the Hindus of this globe, let me see a day when 10,000 Hindus throng the streets of Delhi and stop all traffic in Delhi and say that the school curriculum of this nation has to change. Because a nation cannot have two ideals. Akbar cannot be great if Pratap is great. Let's do away with this schizophrenia. This is not the right thing. Jalaluddin Akbar, whom I will refer as Jalaluddin only, killed 40,000 innocent Hindus in one single day on 25th February 1568. One day, 40,000 innocent Hindus were killed. That murderer is taught as somebody great in our movies, in our history curriculum. We Hindus fund our own death by watching Mughal-e-Azam and Jodha Akbar, which, by the way, in Rajasthan we managed to stop. Jodha Akbar was not screened in Rajasthan. That much Atma still survives in Rajasthan. And Akbar, I'm not in control of this, otherwise I would have shown you the picture. Akbar was 5 feet 6 inches. He had a black mole here. He was dark colored, stocky, and very ugly. Not like what Hrithik Roshan is portrayed as. But can a nation have two ideals? This is a question the Hindu Samaj has to ask itself. Do we want to be the double-faced race on this globe? That we teach our children Akbar the Great and we tell them, no, actually Pratap was great. I get calls from students of history. कि डॉक्टर साहब अगर आपकी लिखी हुई हिस्ट्री लिखेंगे एग्जाम में तो फेल हो जाएंगे. And I tell them, yeah, you're right. एग्जाम में तो वही लिखना भैया जो वामपंथी ने लिखी है, लेकिन अपने बेटे को सिर्फ वही पढ़ाना जो महाराणाओं का सत्य है. Now, is this the way of a civilized world? Should we continue doing this dhokadhadi with ourselves? Does this give a good indication about our spine, or like we have been reduced to have a spine of toothpaste? That is a question the Hindu Samaj has to ask. And it is in this context that I tell you two stories about Pratap. The first one is the ascent of Pratap to the throne. What most of us don't know is that Pratap was not liked by his father Uday Singh. Not because he was not likable, he was the most likable character ever born in the Hindu history. But he was somehow disapproving of his mother Jayavanta Bai, and he was in love with Dheer Bai, the Bhatyani queen. And Pratap was banished from Chittor palace and he lived in Kumarpada. It's in the foothills of Chittor. That place still survives. So if any of you beloved friends were to go to Chittor, please go and ask the guide to show you Kumarpada. That is the place where Pratap spent his childhood. Imagine the trauma of an 8-year-old child who is the legal heir of Chittor. But because his father is of a weak character and falls in love with the other queen, he's forced to live outside the palace. But Pratap was Pratap. He converted this adversity into an opportunity. And thus, the biggest positive happening that could have blessed Hindu Dharma happened because of this mistake of Uday Singh, and that was the association of Pratap with the local Bhil population, who today are known as scheduled castes. It was the Bhils who taught the art of mountain warfare to Pratap. It was the Bhils who taught him the art of surviving in the most adverse circumstances. It was the Bhils who gave him the title of Kika Rana. Kika in Mewari means beta. पूरे मानव इतिहास में कहीं एक राजा हुआ है जिसको उसकी प्रजा बेटा कह के संबोधित करती हो, और वो राजा उसको ससम्मान स्वीकार करता है. He takes it as an honor that my praja loves me and treats me as its own son. This was the glorious tradition of Mewar. And if you look at the insignia of Mewar even today, on one side there are Rajputs and the other side there are Bhils. That was the level of social cohesion that Pratap achieved. And that is the symbol of Mewar today is the biggest endorsement of the Hindu ethos, that when faced by a common enemy, the feudal lord and his subjects, they all united to take on that vile and hideous enemy who had come to annihilate their dharma. Other story of Pratap, there are so many, I don't know what to narrate. When the Saka Jauhar, the third Saka Jauhar was about to happen in 1668, then Jaimal Rathod, this is a very interesting story. And it's not only about the history, but there is a vital lesson in this for the youngsters, if they can listen to me with attention, about our life. So, when the king of Mewar would beckon the local chieftains to send their armies, somebody would send 500, somebody would send 1,000, somebody would send 1,200. So Jaimal Rathod starts from Medta with his 5,000 troops to come to Chittor to fight the Musalmans. En route, they are surrounded by some Maid and Meena community robbers who, because whenever an army of such proportion moves, it has a lot of wealth, there's a lot of food, there are a lot of arms and ammunitions. So the son, who's on a horse, and the father, who is on an elephant, goes and asks and looks up, "Atte ke vatte? Yahan ya wahan? Here or there?" And the father looks down and says, "Vatte? Wahan. There." So the Meena king, he comes and says, "What was this conversation?" And the son says, "I asked him, do we have to fight and sacrifice ourselves here? Or we surrender here and fight and sacrifice ourselves at Chittor?" And my father said, "We will sacrifice ourselves at Chittor." The deep rustic wisdom of Rajasthan. Choose your battles. Don't fight your own. Even if they abuse you, they harm you, they take away some money. बातें करते हैं हम लोग, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, सुनते हैं ना इन पंडों से, एकत सत विप्रम बहुधा वदंती, सर्वधर्म बड़ा पाव। 6 इंच की जमीन के लिए हिंदू अपने भाई पर कोर्ट केस करते हैं, भरी पड़ी है हिंदुस्तान की अदालतें। पर सामने जब विधर्मी आता है तो वसुधैव कुटुंबकम। अपना कुटुंब नहीं है कि किडनी खराब होगी तो किडनी भाई की लगेगी। किसकी किडनी लगेगी? भाई की लेते हैं ना भरत भैया, ब्लड रिलेटिव की लेते हैं ना। 6 इंच की जमीन के लिए पूरी जिंदगी उससे शत्रुता पालेंगे। सामने जब वास्तविक सभ्यता का शत्रु, तुम्हारी बेटी का अपमान, उसका शील भंग करने वाला आएगा, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम। ये इन्वर्टेड कॉन्शियसनेस, ये इन्वर्टेड चेतना हिंदू समाज का सबसे बड़ा रोग। हमें यह बोध नहीं है कि हमें शत्रु किसको कहना है और कहां हमें उस अपमान को भी सह जाना है, क्योंकि वो अपमान करने वाला मेरा सहोदर है। आज वो लड़ रहा है, लेकिन एक दिन उसकी बुद्धि प्रज्ञा जागेगी. That is the central message of the story. अट है क्या वट है, वहां लड़ेंगे यार. अपनों को मार के जीते तो क्या जीते, और हारे तो हारे ही, वहां लड़ेंगे. So I have this website of maharanas.com. There are thousands of stories about these great kings, but I will end this history lecture here with one story of Maharana Raj Singh. I need that picture. Can you take us to the pictures? Maharana Raj Singh was the line of this Mewar Sisodias starts from Bappa Rawal, goes to Rawal Khumand, Shakti Singh, Jatra Singh, Ratan Singh, the husband of Maharani Padmini, then Maharana Hamir Singh, Maharana Kheta, Lakha, Mokal, Kumbha, Raimal, Sanga, Uday Singh, Pratap son Amar Singh ji son Karan Singh ji son Jagat Singh ji, and Jagat Singh ji son Raj Singh ji. This book ends with the beautiful, sublime saga of Maharana Raj Singh, who defeated Aurangzeb in 1680 conclusively and kicked him out of Rajasthan. This is Maharana Pratap. Some artist has made this. Can you show me all the pictures? Yeah, this one. Please take a look at this. मेरे तो रो कर आंसू सूख चुके हैं. I'll tell you the story. In 1669, Aurangzeb issued an edict. My dear beloved Hindus, sitting in a temple, imagine this, that if somebody was to issue an order that this temple be destroyed, what would you not do? Tell me. क्या नहीं करोगे आप? कानून से डरोगे? बेटे का सोचोगे? गाड़ी का सोचोगे? बंगले का सोचोगे? जिंदा रहने का सोचोगे? या मर के भी अपने मंदिर की रक्षा करोगे? करोगे ना? So 1669, Aurangzeb issues an edict that all Vaishnava temples are to be razed to the ground. And they start with Mathura and Vrindavan. The Gosais of Vrindavan take the Vigraha, the Murti of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, and enter Rajasthan with the Mughal army in chase. They go to Jaipur, Jodhpur, Bundi, Kota. Every king refuses. We can't have animosity with Aurangzeb. And then they come to Maharana Raj Singh. And you know what Maharana Raj Singh ji says to these Gosais? He looks into their eyes and says, जब तक मेरे 1,00,000 राजपूतों के सर नहीं कट जाते, तब तक औरंगजेब भगवान कृष्ण की मूर्ति को हाथ नहीं लगा सकता. आपको मेवाड़ में जो स्थान उचित लगे वहां भगवान कृष्ण का मंदिर बनाइए, नींव डालने मैं आऊंगा. ये होता है मर्द. सिहाड़ गांव में the inauguration was done, and what, ladies and gentlemen, we worship today as the greatest Vaishnava Tirth, Nathadwara, 70 kilometers from Udaipur, is because of one man. It is because of the sword and the fortitude and the sankalp of one man, Maharana Raj Singh. And this is his samadhi. It took me 6 hours to find this samadhi. This is how we treat our forefathers. This is how we pay our gratitude. And let me tell you, if you don't know, if any Gujarati Sajjan here, there are a couple of Gujarati friends I met here. In Gujarat, the Shraddha of this temple is of such level that Bhagwan Srinath is a business partner. Whenever Gujaratis start a business and he's a share in the profit, the billions of rupees are coming to this temple. And all it needs is 10-20 lakhs to create the samadhi of one man because of this, because of whom Srinathji was saved. And I've been trying to connect to Gujarati community. I've been trying to connect to Vaishnava Sampradaya. Till date, I have not. It is my dream. And it's not only my dream, it is my pledge to myself. I will see a 100-foot statue of Maharana Raj Singh in Nathadwara in coming years. That is my sankalpa. चाहे मुझे उसके लिए भीख मांगनी पड़े हिंदू समाज से. But it's a very good thing that the MP of Rajsamand, where Nathadwara falls, is a great Hindu thinker, and she belongs to the Jaipur royal dynasty, Maharani Diya Kumari, Princess Diya Kumari. I have met her 3-4 times. She is very forthcoming, and I think in the next 5 years at least we will have some allotment of space, and then this grand. एक पोस्टर नहीं है महाराणा राज सिंह जी का श्रीनाथ नाथद्वारा में. ये the level of ignorance. So with this I'll change gears. In the next 10 minutes I'll end my talk. I will be talking about my work with Hindus of Pakistan, Hindus and Sardars of Pakistan. It's a very sorry saga of a complete amnesia of the Hindu Samaj. It's as if we have forgotten that a partition of this country happened, because it's an inconvenient truth. Although we carry the transgenerational trauma, as the psychologists would elaborate on that, Dr. Rajat Mitra has done some phenomenal work on that. The transgenerational trauma is within us, but we do not probably articulate it, we do not deal with it, we have shoved it under the carpet. But that is something on a subliminal level, on a subconscious level. On conscious level, 1 crore Hindus in Pakistan are living like dogs, like mongrels, in 21st century in Bharatvarsha, while the rest of the Hindu Samaj is going hunky-dory with their lives. And the European Union Parliament report of 2019, May 2019, says 3 Hindu Sikh girls are picked up every single day from their homes. Every single day. Entire village rapes them, and then they are married off to somebody 60, 65, 70, 75-year-old, converted to Islam. This is happening right under the watch of the so-called civilized, educated world. I have no idea how we sleep, how we eat, how we carry on with our mundane lives, how we watch Bollywood movies, how we play cricket sattas. I have no idea. How have we numbed ourselves to the pain of these fellow Hindus, to the victims of time who had nothing to do with this? A Hindu in Pakistan who's born as a child opens his eyes in a hostile world for no sin and no fault of his. He is at a disadvantage by the mere accident of his birth. And although I hate Urdu, I don't use it in my language. I have never used it in this book also. But sometimes a language can be used to express the truth. So this couplet, it fits the life of a Pakistani Hindu. दोनों जहान अपनी मोहब्बत में हार कर वो जा रहा है कोई शब गम गुजार कर. पाकिस्तान के हिंदू और सिखों के लिए ये जीवन एक दुखों से भरी शाम के अतिरिक्त कुछ भी नहीं. In 2016, in 2012 we started working, initially because I was working with Pakistani citizens. It was the Congress rule in the center as well as the state. I would only help them with money. In 2014, Narendra Modi ji put this issue in the election manifesto of the BJP. And then he appointed Rajnath Singh ji as the Home Minister. इन दो व्यक्तियों के चरण धोकर उनके चरणामृत पीने चाहिए हिंदुओं को कि इन भुलाए हुए लोगों की उन्होंने सुध ली. And I am a witness. Whenever time would permit me from my practice, I would seek appointment with Rajnath Singh ji, Sushma Swaraj ji, even Arun Jaitley ji was the finance minister. We would go, we would seek all the relief, and it was because of the interventions of Rajnath Singh ji that these Pakistani Hindus now can have a driving license, a bank account, private property, the long-term visa relaxations, and even an Aadhaar card can be made on the basis of their Pakistani passport. But I was wondering, when I was dealing with this issue all these years, that nobody, no Hindu organization, that is why I say that we are led by third-class leaders, third-grade leaders. It doesn't require an Einstein to figure out that the one thing that needs to be done for these 1 crore Hindus of Pakistan is that they be granted a refugee status in the United Nations. And then they can come to Canada or US or Europe or wherever they can be settled. We don't have that. 1 crore Hindus cannot be taken into Bharatvarsha. The number of upper limit of visas is 2,000 visas per month. So that way we can take out 24,000 Hindus in 1 year. And in 10 years, we will take out 2.5 lakh Hindus. That's not enough. So, very briefly, I have summed up the entire issue to you. It's a very complicated, a very long issue, how we take them out. Towards the end, I'll just try to tell you what we achieved at Nimitt Ekam. That is our NGO, Nimitt Ekam. It's a Sanskrit word taken from the Gita, that we are only the instruments of divine. We are not the doers. There is a power, there is a supreme power, whatever it is, I don't know. That is making us do it. It chooses us as the instrument. In 2016, we laid down the stone ceremony of Nimitt Ekam. It's an office in Jaipur. We have an office in Jaisalmer and Jodhpur and Delhi as well now. Initially, I was giving my own money, and there's my friend who's a businessman, who was like a brother to me. Both of us, we were giving our money to take these Hindus out of Pakistan. But then we realized the scale of the problem is such that if we want to make a difference, then we need more money. We need paid people to sit down on the computers and fill these citizenship forms. I can travel around the world, I can raise funds, I can articulate the issue, but I cannot sit down to fill down the citizenship form of every Hindu. It's just not possible. So I started asking money from the Hindu Samaj, and a very humbling experience, and I convey this to you with a heart full of pride and gratitude that Hindus responded. In December 2020, I did the calculation with my chartered accountant. We got approximately 1 lakh rupees of dharmansh every month. This is the donation given to us by Hindus for the Pakistani Hindu issue. We took out 10,000 Hindus out of Pakistan. And we managed 4,000 citizenships. So the nimittekam.org website is there. Now my mission is to get a refugee status in the United Nations. It requires huge amount of money because we have to hire the lobbying firms. We don't even know how to do it. It's just a goal we have created in our mind. We have to hire these lobbying firms. They have to go to the senators. They have to go to this. They have to go to that. The Geneva Human Rights Commission. I'll be providing them all the data, the statistics. Within 6 months, my tour to Atlanta, just before planning here, I found some very promising Hindus who said that we will take you to the relevant governor or senator. So I intend to come back in 6 months' time with 2 Pakistani Hindus and 2 Pakistani Sardars. And I want them to tell their story to this world, that what do they face in Pakistan in 21st century. No Mindaratnu, no activist, no emotional talk. Just the facts what Pakistani Hindus face in this world. Foundation of India, the Dharman Foundation, I'll be conveying it the website to you. You can donate to us on that. It's a US based organization right now. We have a Dharman Foundation India also. But we cannot accept the money from the US because we do not have FCRA clearance. So those who want to donate us in the US can do it to the Dharman Foundation US. And those who want to donate us in Bharatvarsha can do it on the Dharman Foundation India. In the end, I'll leave you with tears because in my world, tears is not a bad thing. Men have equal tear glands as women, biologically. And it's a stupid thing to think that men should not cry. At least I cry every day, every hour sometimes. And it's a catharsis for me. Otherwise, my mind would explode. The kind of facts, the kind of phone calls I get from Pakistani Hindus when they are being converted, or when their houses are being robbed, or where their daughters are being picked up, I would go mad. But I this is a song. These are some words. I don't think we can call it a song. These are all ulcers of my heart. ये मेरे हृदय के छाले हैं जो मैं आपको सुना रहा हूँ, दिखा रहा हूँ. I wrote these lines back in 2016, but it was something very personal. Because a daughter is a very personal thing. A daughter is a very soft spot in a man's heart. It's like a tender rose, which you're supposed to protect with your life. If things come to that, I will protect my daughter with my life. And that opportunity is denied to a Pakistani Hindu father. Just because he was born a Hindu. So I wrote these lines from the perspective of a Pakistani Hindu father whose daughter is being molested every day in front of his eyes. What he goes through. So please watch this video. I wrote this, I composed this in Rag Rageshwari. I sang this, I made this video. I hope this video teaches you a lot about this whole very sad, very somber, very painful saga of Hindu existence. Please watch this video. Last one, है ना? Volume कहते हैं. Question answers, yeah.
We're after this, we can go straight into mission.
इसको। अच्छा हो गया।
I'm gonna give this mic to Bhavya so people in the
I
crowd.
can't hear you.
I'm gonna give this mic to Bhavya so she will crowd it.
Yeah.
And then you can talk with that.
Yeah.
काफिलों से ताल्लुक जरूरी भी है ना, तो बस इतना ही है जैसे लैट्रीन के अंदर जाना मजबूरी है। वहाँ से खदेड़ा जाता है, उनका जीना दुष्कर किया जाता है। जो पॉपुलेशन विभाजन के समय 35% थी, जो पॉपुलेशन आज 7% हो गई, उनके लिए तो जगह बची नहीं है। तो वो अगर हिंदुस्तान में आते हैं, जो भारत का भी जय बोलते हैं, मान्यवर हमने कहा बड़ी पड़ोसी देशों के सरकारी धार्मिक अल्पसंख्यकों के दर्शन के लिए सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट बिल, जिसको सीएसी के पॉपुलर नाम से जाना जाता है, हम उसको लागू करने के लिए
With this, I bow to all of you in reverence and gratitude कि आप सब लोग पधारे, इन भुलाए सताए लोगों की पीड़ा को दंश को सुना, and my effort to take you down the trip to the history lane and the glorious traditions of Mewar, and we are the direct inheritors, we are the heirs of that glory. It's about time we reclaim it. Thank you so much. Har Har Mahadev.
Another round of applause for Dr. Ratnu. As a Hindu American and as a political student, this generation with learning about our culture, our heritage, our festivals, our gods and goddesses. But as Hindu Americans, I think it is extremely crucial for us to learn about our past and about the wrongdoings and about everything that our Hindu ancestors went through in India and Pakistan and in the subcontinent as a whole. So for that, thank you, Dr. Ratnu, for providing us resources, for providing us education, for allowing us to see the glimpse of our past. Because of lack of time, we will not be able to have a live Q&A, but right after Aarti, Dr. Ratnu will be doing a book signing, so you are, feel free to go in and ask him questions.
Question answer right now. If anybody has a question.
we have
Sorry? Achha, it's up to you. You can ask me questions when you're in the book signing.
Right after Aarti, Dr. Ratnu will be signing books in the hall, so you can ask him any questions about anything that you want. I'm handing the mic to Narendra, and okay, so if anyone has a question, please feel free to ask.
It's an old gentleman there. Can somebody take the mic?
One second.
Quickly, sir, question.
How about making a
Just,
movie for
he's getting the mic to you.
How about making a movie for people ask. How about making a movie?
Yeah, I'm running around for raising funds. We need 200 crores.
Hello, can you hear me? How about making a movie on Maharanas Griffin?
That's the next logical step, sir. And I'm in communication with 2 production houses. A very powerful name. I can't name him for obvious reasons because the contract has not yet been signed. But we need 200 crore rupees. See, the issue is this: with the failure of Prithviraj, no Bollywood investor is right now ready to invest in a historical movie. And I'm happy about that because I don't want any Bollywood control over my Maharana Pratap. I want the Hindu Samaj to fund this movie. And at the right time, I'll go to the Samaj to raise this 200 crore rupees. Right now, we are in consultation about the script writing, the artwork, and the preliminary work, which will require something like 15 lakh rupees, which I can easily afford. But when it comes to actual production, maybe we do it here in Hollywood. Then I'll approach all of you to help me out with that. But this is a project we have to finish in the next 2 years. A movie on Maharana Pratap is long due, and it's about time that as a sequel to this book, the greatest Hindu king's story need to be told to the entire world. There's no doubt about it.
Does anyone have any other questions?
First question, that song you sing, no? That last song, I just wanted to know the last songs was I was listening. Is this you singing or who is the singer of that song?
Sing that song.
Singer? Yeah.
I'm singing it, sir.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Number one. Number two, since a two question, one more question. So this is last question I'm asking to you. You say about the Pakistan Hindus. Yes, that is a very pathetic I really thinking. It's not only Pakistan, there's a lot of Muslim nations that did the same brutality to the all Hindus. So no Bangladesh, all other, there's a lot of nations, Pakistani nations was still victim all the Hindus. I just wondered, you only just mentioned the Pakistan Hindus. How about all other nations Hindus who are suffering? Do you let them to go, or just you want to bring all the Hindus from all the nations?
No, see, the issue of Bangladeshi Hindus is entirely different from Pakistani Hindus.
No,
You cannot.
I'm not talking about only Bangladeshi. All other Muslim nations, who there is a lot of Hindus there.
Where?
All other Muslim nations.
Sir, Pakistan se nikalne वही को. We need different organizations because the issues of Sri Lankan Hindus are different. The issues of Bangladeshi Hindus are different. The issues of Pakistani Hindus. We as Nimit Ekam only have expertise of Pakistani Hindus.
Okay.
We do not delve into the Bangladeshi Hindu issue because I know without preparation, if I go into Bangladesh, I'm going to mess up. And I create more trouble for my Hindu brothers.
You have to do one by one.
Yes.
First you have to finish.
We need a ground organization for each country's Hindus because the issues are different.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste everybody. What a beautiful presentations, so inspiring. After listening today's this presentation, we all get chance to see a new version of our glorious days of Bharat and the proud sons of Maharanas. Today, I am proud to be on this podium to give vote of thanks to Dr.Ratnu. Not only he is a great ENT surgeon and an author and Dharma Yodha, he is my Guru Putra. I'm talking Guru Putra. His father was my teacher in medical school, SMS Medical College, Jaipur. And that's why मैं Dr. Ratnu गुरुपुत्र को नमन करता हूँ। I'd like to thank the HAPAC committee members. A round of applause to all our committee members. And I'd like to thank you all for coming to this event. A special gratitude to Dr. Kusuma for sponsoring today's Mahaprasad, and the two announcement. Navratri is going to start on 26th September till October 5th. In the morning and in the evening we have pujas, and next Sunday, that's on the 4th of September, Ganesh Chaturthi. So please come and join. And in the end, I'd like to thank you all. Please enjoy.
I would like to thank Dr. Shashi Kusuma. Is he here? I can't see
Yeah,
him.
he's here.
Huh?
I saw him standing on the.
And my brother Bharat Bhaiya, please stand up. Bharat Bhaiya is like a family to me. My childhood and even my teenagers, he used to visit our home, and for hours we used to talk. I'm very grateful to Shashi Kusuma ji for bringing me to Fort Lauderdale and introducing me to such beautiful Hindus. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And please get ready for the honor. Thank you.